Hey, good morning, guys. It's Cheyenne here, and we are going to be talking about some very important information, and it is called the practicing versus studying scale. Now, this information, I am simply the messenger. I did not come up with it. So, I studied people who started where I started and who are in a position that I would like to be in. And this is a recurring theme that comes up all across the board. So, again, this is not very complicated. I did not come up with it, and it's pretty easy to understand, but to practice, it takes a little bit of time. So be patient with yourself and trust yourself. But this is very important information. We're going to be talking about the studying versus the practicing scale. So we'll start off with the context of sports, because a lot of good people here are into sports, and then we'll transition it into speaking. So the practice versus studying scale. So if we were talking about soccer, let's pick soccer. The practicing part of the scale, so it's a scale, so obviously it goes from 0 to, we'll say, 10. The practicing part of the scale for soccer is you put the ball on the ground and you start to kick it, and you study how your steps are, and like you kick the ball and you say, oh, okay, oh, well, if I kick the ball like over here, then it goes over there, and if I kick it with this part of my foot, then it kind of spins over to, okay, yeah. So if I kick it here, and if I go over to there to do that kick, okay, yeah, I can do that. And so you're teaching yourself in real time. You're putting yourself into the fire, and you're just sticking the ball on the ground, and we're gonna practice. That's the practicing part. Now, the studying part is, and this probably doesn't happen a lot, but you go back to the classroom or you go back home and you actually study like a textbook or a podcast or a video like this right now. It's just like studying. Okay, I need some more information. I need to read a book. I need to do a podcast. I need some information. I need information. That's the studying part of the scale. Now, for the majority of us, including me, I was spending 99% of my time in the studying about speaking and the fluency and stuttering and people, and I was just studying podcasts, a book, another video, another podcast, another book, and then maybe 1% of the time I would hop over here into the training part and say, oh, let's try to practice our speaking. And then I would get really frustrated. I'd be like, crap, let's put another podcast on because it feels good. Because the training part for me was really hard. It's hard the first thing in the morning to turn the camera on, or it's okay to do it. Like, I actually prefer to not turn the camera on in the mornings, but here we are. So it's a lot easier to sleep in, and like you've heard this like 1,000 times. Oh, you have to be uncomfortable. So it's a lot easier to sleep in than to practice like speaking in the mornings. You get what I'm trying to say. So I was spending the majority of my time just studying. Oh, there's a new article out. Oh, cool. Well, it was a little bit delusional because I was just studying and I was expecting my speech to improve without actually speaking and sticking it into the fire, like actually like standing in front of people and trying to express my ideas. That's hard to do. That's the fire. So I would hop in the fire for 1% of the time. Burn. Let me go back to my podcast for the rest of the week. Well, somebody taught me this. This is not a cool thing that I came up with. They said, flip the script on that. Totally flip it. Spend 99% of your time practicing. And when you get so tired of practicing, you're like, I need a break. Dude, I've been talking all day, or for sports, I've been doing sports all day. Just want to go home on the couch and chill. Now, let's study a sports book a little bit, or let's put a little podcast on, but make sure you're taking notes, and you better be taking it seriously. All right? Let's chill now. You worked your butt off, dude. Let's chill and enjoy the learning part. But for me to be in a delusional state of mind for over 30 years, thinking spending all this time studying was actually going to improve my speaking, when speaking is a action, it's a sport, it's a skill. It's started to lose my mind. And then I got the tip one day, and it didn't happen overnight. It's a slow process. I said, okay. He told me I'm spending all my time just studying. And he was right. The amount of media I was consuming was unfathomable all day long. A podcast after podcast after podcast. And slowly, and I'm still working on it, slowly tip the scales, slowly push the scales over to spending more time practicing than studying. Spending 51% of my time practicing and 49% studying, and slowly pushing that 51% to 52%, 53%, 54%, 55%, 56%, and so on and so forth. And that is the studying versus practicing skill. Now, again, I am not the creator of this. I am simply the messenger, but it was very helpful to me. So that's why I want to share it with you. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Remember, never give up and keep working hard. And don't get frustrated. All right, guys, peace.